All right, ladies and gentlemen, back with a classic rendition of Lift Companion.
Okay.
Dylan, what's the workout we're doing today?
So originally this workout's the fives workout, which is you start at the bar, you do 5 reps in the squat, you add 10 kilos, you do 5 reps in the squat. You keep doing that until you can't do it anymore. But so we can have conversation and be able to breathe, we're gonna drop it down to 3 reps.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk a little bit about CrossFit, but mainly through the lens. Like, I always have to kind of caveat this. When I talk about CrossFit and I criticize or talk about it, like, people need to understand I've been around for a while and in the CrossFit space specifically for a while. I obviously left it to go to weightlifting because I enjoyed that much more, but I've always understood the CrossFit space. And so when I make these critiques, it's from a place of love. Like, I'll be honest with you, I think it's great. But there are aspects of it that are specific to CrossFit that I dislike. And it may or may not be with the methodology, it may or may not be with the culture, and then there's parts that I love.
Oh, hey.
Make sure when you guys warm up that
You're not just warming up your body, you're warming up your brain with chemicals as well. Unless you want to, like, be normal and, like, if you want to impress people, you need chemicals. If you just want to be, like, a guy, then, you know.
don't use them.
Don't use them. I mean, you can drink Diet Mountain Dew. If you have enough, it's enough chemicals.
Yeah, the dose makes the poison, really.
Yeah. Drink 8 cans of Diet Mountain Dew and go to sleep. You won't be able to. You can be unhealthy as long as you pair it with something that's healthy. You're going to stay in the middle all the time. People always say fitness is about finding balance. And if you go to the gym and you exercise, you're being healthy. And that's not balanced if you're only being healthy.
Yeah, you should be unhealthy.
You got to be a little bit of a piece of shit. I've been fucking running every morning because of reasons, and also because I want to, it feels good to prove something to yourself. Like, I'm the last human that should ever be running. But I don't know if you've ever gotten, like, salty with yourself and felt the need to get good at something you're terrible at just to, like, spite yourself.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at.
I really have trouble just doing that. Like, I can do that at in a class setting. Again,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I do love about CrossFit. I guess we can start on that. The fact of the matter is, I'm doing shit in there that I would not be able to do on my own. There are people, like, I don't understand how Brent does it.
He works out by himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get it.
I mean, even weightlifting, training by yourself it's not
Some
fucking
really
easy.
good guys out there that do it. I mean, it's just, yeah. So, but that's, for me, it's like, you know, if you can get out there and go on a run and you're proving things to yourself, that's great. I mean, I can do that every once in a while, but I think the things that I'm able to do in the CrossFit class setting, because I drive myself to there, because there's other people, they're not really watching, but they're feeling my presence there.
Yeah.
I can work a little bit harder. I think that is one of the strongest things, and that's not exclusive to CrossFit. So that can't be my answer, right? Because you could do that at an F45.
Yeah.
Or an Orange Theory.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay? I mean, the fact that you're running, you're getting older, dude.
Yeah, I know.
don't know what else to tell you.
I'm, like, starting to, like, want to be healthy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, VO2 max is important. Another thing, too, with... Dude, like, I obviously have gotten a lot, quote-unquote, weaker. But, like, the other day... Was that 3? I'm going to do
That
one
was
more.
2.
The other day...
Shaving reps already.
Yeah. Like, I did a set of 3 with 405 back squat. And I'm like, think of where I am, where I'm, like, considering myself weak.
Yeah.
And out of shape. I got fired up and I did a triple at 405.
That's still like a 1 or 99th percentile kind of deal.
Right. So my thing is like, dude, just relax.
Yeah.
Just chill. You're going to be okay. Go for a run.
It's
okay.
It's like this mentality weightlifters adopt, especially weightlifters. I don't know if CrossFitters do. I was never that deep in CrossFit, but you get so good at designing your life around being good at something to where you almost have OCD about doing little things that might throw that off.
Right.
Like if you've been in this routine of like making sure you eat enough every day, making sure you sleep enough all the time, the moment that shit starts to not happen in your head, you're like, oh fuck, I can't even function if I don't get this.
It is such a balance though, isn't it?
Yeah. So
because it can become, it's just a reward system thing. We're all fucking addicts, dude.
Yeah.
Think about this, like,
throw these on the outside.
yeah, I guess so.
It's getting ugly up in here.
Where's the other one?
Right there.
So like, I like to think about almost like the alcoholic reward system. So, alcoholic takes a month off drinking. Life is good.
Yeah.
Decides, I'm going to have a couple beers, a couple drinks. Gets a little bit loopy, the best kind.
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now, drinking, the best drinks you will have is like number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
At like 7 p.m.
Once you're halfway done with number 3.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then you start coming down and you're chasing that for the rest of the night and it sucks. It's awful.
Yeah.
That's why alcohol sucks. It's only good for 1 hour and then it's just you're trying to chase some drink. And that guy, let's say that guy fucking has the 3rd drink, wakes up the next morning, feels great, successful in everything. That's a reward.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, I could pull that off. Right?
Yeah.
I had a problem with alcohol before, but I can pull that off.
Then you get confidence.
Yeah. And then you go, next time you go out, it's maybe 4 or 5 drinks.
Yeah.
And you go, let's get a bag.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're out till 5 in the morning, you know.
And you wake up the next day in a sweat and you're just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with me?
Exactly.
Then the cycle repeats. You
And-
take a
and
month
so
off.
That's what I'm saying with weightlifting and with training. There's potential for that as well.
Yeah.
But if you're not putting yourself in a crazy position to where you like have to be neurotic about your
Yeah.
training, you can have these fluxes of back and forth, and
Yeah.
that's okay. But dude, if you're trying to be the tip of the spear in weightlifting, it kind of makes sense to be neurotic.
Yeah. You have to be neurotic as shit.
Yeah.
And what's weird is some of the best athletes are not at all. Like they don't have the capability to be neurotic like that. Like Olivia Reeves, the best female weightlifter probably in American history already, and she's 21 or 22. She doesn't know her workout until she gets to the gym every day. Like she's not sitting there the night before like, oh, I got to do this tomorrow. She has no idea.
Yeah.
She just gets to I could never imagine doing that ever. Like I need to know exactly what the fuck's coming out the next day.
Yeah. So I want to start with the worst of CrossFit, and I think that again this is tough because it's not really specific to CrossFit. It's the ego, and there's certain aspects of the CrossFit workout of the day that lend itself to ego, and it's typically with guys like us or guys who are like this kind of pseudo-competitive athlete who express their ego in ways and they don't actually get the best out of their training. And so specifically, you can see this in like rep shaving for during like these workouts of the day. So if the workout is like an AMRAP of whatever, they just don't do all the reps and they want to show off that they can beat the person next to them. And that's really what I dislike about CrossFit. And I think what you should do in CrossFit classes is call those guys out.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I did that in a class, and I wasn't the coach. And the reason why I did, and everyone's response is like, don't worry about them. They're cheating themselves. You know, they're going to be the ones that suffer in the end. Mm-hmm. Like, but in a class, like let's say you and I are exercise racing and I put my bar down and I sprint to the next thing, but it's 5 seconds in front of you. Yeah. I'm showing you that I'm better than you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I cut the reps You see me, you don't see me cut the reps, but you see me go in front of you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this guy's better than me. I'm like imparting my ego upon you, regardless of what you think. So like, fuck that, right? That's what I think. It's not a harmless thing to shave reps in a workout. I'll probably get flamed for that, but I think that you're imparting your, oh, look who's here, special guest.
What's up, dude?
Come to eat my gruel.
Do some commentary.
I think that ego doesn't allow you to specify enough within CrossFit. Like you're always kind of thinking, I'm good enough to do this, I'm good enough to do that, unless, and this is the best part about CrossFit, is the test. Unless I get tested. So unless there's a judge, aka the open, who's like, nope, that's not a good rep, nope, that's not a good rep, nope, that's not a good rep. Or, you know, or they have to lift a heavy weight and they can't do it and they're doing it in front of a bunch of people and they're just walking around. They're like, oh, I can't fucking snatch this weight, so I guess I'm going to try again. And then they miss. It's like you were just held down and said, you're not good enough yet. You have to build up this other aspect. That's the strongest part about CrossFit, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you see that the ego thing in like every space ever. I mean, you saw Josh Bringus put fake plates on his bar and post it on Instagram. I mean, you see vegans with their ego over people that eat meat just because they're doing something that's kind of niche to where they feel like they have a power over you. When really, like, if you're going for the right reasons, you're worried about yourself, and that shit shouldn't bother you. But for me, I don't think I ever do anything for myself. So whenever people start, like, doing shit like that and cheating and beating me, I'm just like, you motherfucker. I'm not okay with this at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not specific.
When you're experienced enough, though, it's so easy to, like, seek out the people that do that shit, though.
Yeah.
It's like, especially in weightlifting. Like, you see the baseball stats is, like, the big thing with weightlifting on social media. It's like, I did this, but...
Yeah. Baseball stats?
It was no
That's
belt.
a great term.
I didn't eat before.
Yeah, that was my 7 hours of sleep PR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was my hotel room night before, triple with a minute rest in between the second
Biggest clean and jerk
rep.
I ever done in Georgia. Fucking, that doesn't mean anything.
Great term, baseball stat. Let's take this off, put the 10 on, then put it back on.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, the important part, I think, dude, is the test. I think that the open, and again, this is going to sue me, I think that the open is the best part of CrossFit. It's my favorite. When I was coaching, dude, I used to have people in class always beat my score, write their score up there.
Yeah.
I knew they were shaving reps with all this shit. And, all right, let's run the test.
You know what I should go to a CrossFit gym and just smoke times and tell everyone I'm shaving reps and just see how they react.
What a great experiment that would be.
I haven't been to a CrossFit. I've been to Carhu, but I can go to like a random place.
You finish, and you're like,
Yeah. Like you beat everyone by 2 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I only did like 70% of the work.
You
just
put
see how
on
they would just be like, oh.
But that was the beautiful thing about weightlifting, is that you don't have to worry about being tested. It's the only thing that we do. We only test. What's your snatch?
That's true.
And then you say what your snatch is, and you go, okay, do you have video of it? And then they're like, yeah, here it is. And you go, okay,
Nice.
you are a good weightlifter. You can't be like, are you a good CrossFitter? You're like, yeah. Yeah, I win class a bunch,
Yeah.
you know?
I did Murph in 35 minutes. Do you have a video of it?
Yeah, and those reps were fucking shit, weren't they?
I would say that's the thing I dislike about CrossFit is like coming from a weightlifting background, everything is so like cut and dry. You know exactly where people are at. You know exactly what people are capable of. But with CrossFit, I feel like you can kind of bullshit your way into convincing people that you're good at it.
Yep.
You can be the guy that's the cardio machine, but you can be the dude that's the running machine, but I can be the guy that does the 1 rep max.
Yeah.
And it allows lots of people who aren't that fit across the board a small way to win. It's like, it's a good point that Mike Israetel talks about. I know that baseball stats is a good way to put it, but Israetel says you can always find a way to PR in the gym. It's like, this is the most reps at 75 pounds of a single arm dumbbell row
Right.
I have done now, and that's a good way where you can always continue.
Gamifying.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, it helps to motivate you because it keeps moving you forward. But the problem is when this becomes a competitive environment. So when it's a competitive environment, people become slippery with what they justify. What is the best CrossFitter? Is it the guy that won the games? Or, well, not everyone gets to go to the games, so is it the guy with the best Fran time? Well, Fran's a very specific modality. Okay, so is it the guy with the best, CrossFit total? Well, that, again, is a very specific,
Right.
But the slipperiness means that it's hard to define, which also means that it's easy to motivate.
And so that's what I'm saying. I wholeheartedly agree, and I think it's the character.
Really nice tasting grape, these things. Super fun.
Oh,
With the catch.
that would have been cool. Oh, that's snap my neck.
But that's
These
what I'm
are
saying.
dialed
It's
grapes.
the characteristic of the 25 to 40-year-old, usually male, and because it's CrossFit, white male.
Hey,
And-
white is
and
a
I'm-
sport in America after golf.
Yeah, hey,
I think so.
true, right?
I think the pie chart looks about the same
that
as
guy
golf.
with the crazy ego who's pseudo-competitive. The worst part about this is because that guy's not tested. He's not.
I feel
his
like
face isn't smushed in the dirt a little bit. Been like, hey, you need to work on this thing. That guy just sends it and wants to beat everyone. But that guy exists in every methodology, right? Until they don't. So jiu-jitsu is the great one. That guy can exist in the right gym. I'm not the man if I could think I'm the man all I want, but if a guy continuously beats me, he's better than me.
Well, the reason it can't happen in jiu-jitsu is that...
Did we do this one yet?
I did not. I think you might have. Yeah, I'll go. But I went. Yeah, whatever.
The reason it can't happen in jiu-jitsu is because there is only one method of assessment. There's only one way that you get assessed. The fuck is that box?
Awesome.
Greens and red. Yeah, there's only one method of assessment, right? It's did you fucking... actually, no, there's not. Think about it this way. Gordon Ryan changed the rules for a couple of fights ago where it's not scoring points, it's, taps only. Even within
only. Yeah.
a fight, there are specific kinds of rule sets that you can finagle your way through.
Right. But the test is always mano-a-mano.
I feel like with the test though, say someone wins the CrossFit Games, I feel like there's always a person that can be like, well, yeah, of course they won. Did you see the events? It's never perfect.
Yeah.
Weightlifting's perfect because you lift it or you don't.
I would say though that
Is there not, sorry for instance.
yeah, go ahead.
Is there an argument that powerlifting is more perfect than weightlifting because there's even fewer ways to move the weight around? The parameters for the lifts, if you take out of it sumo, you can split jerk and you can squat jerk something.
Yeah.
You can do your foot position
Right.
snatch. There's more degrees of freedom in the movement. My point being that the tighter the parameters for every sport, the more direct it assesses the thing it's trying to assess.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I think powerlifting is a little, because maybe depth on squats, you could find some argument there.
Yeah, the judgment.
Yeah,
Here we go. I actually was thinking this. The one chance we have to have the most complete objective sport, we ruin it with the press out rule.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. This sport is so free in that way. There is only one thing. Bar here to here. One movement or two. Choose. And then we go, yeah, but the elbows, you gotta have 7 people watching. 7, Chris. 7. Is it 7 total? 3 and then an additional 7?
I
Or
think
is it
it's 3 and 5. I think
Yeah,
there's 5 in the
8.
jury and 3 judges.
5 on the jury.
Just staring at your
Just
elbows the whole time.
for the elbows. In a sport where there's 2 things. It's insane. And people are like, dude, people always push back against me wanting to get rid of the press out rule. And I'm like, you're just arguing because you want to argue. But you autistic people, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty fucking frustrating, right? We had a chance here. We had a chance to have the perfect sport. And we had to insert referees.
Yeah.
I think they're reviewing that rule. They might be taking it out. There was something that came out about that.
Yeah, they're trying to make this sport more, and yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
potentially for Euros next year.
Mm-hmm.
Which
should be great. I would love to see some just powerhouses fucking push press some shit.
Well, yeah, but even still, it's like the best jerk is gonna be a jerk.
Yeah.
And if there's a wobble, there's a wobble, right? But like, it's not
locking your elbows is always going to be easier than pressing out. Always.
Yes. So if there's a, like, usually what happens is there's like a minor kind of quick one, or it's a lock rebend or a lock walking. Then we have the shoulders move.
Yeah.
Right? But dude, I mean 270 like 270 is probably the pinnacle of human beings' capability. That's not going to happen on a push press. That's not going to happen ugly wise.
What's crazy is they almost took away Losh's 267.
Yeah. They reviewed it.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's 267.
Holy
590 pounds. And they're like, I think I saw a little bobble.
This one.
Get over here, Buster. Where are my zins?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I have not been squatting. This feels like heavy on my back. That's 145 pounds.
Feels good, though.
My knees are a little crunchy from running.
Running?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do 165 pounds.
Well, right now I'm kind of actively pulling my knees apart really hard because it's actually helping my knee out. My right knee is hurting a little bit.
Where? Like meniscus?
Yep. And just like when I pull my knees out really hard, it's like almost painless. Yeah. So you just put more strain on the adductor, which is like the muscle, I think, for men.
If you look at people that are really good squatters, they always like have this wide leg waddle when they walk because their adductors are fucking huge.
Massive, yeah.
More developed than anything else in their legs.
And they're mobile, right? They can lengthen really well.
Yeah.
Men specifically have really immobile adductors.
Yeah.
And then that just like down the line works and makes their squat just shit.
Oh, we can go 185 now.
Huh? 185?
Yeah, we can be done with these change plates for a set. We're kind of moving now. We're kind of moving now.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't talk about the thing I liked about CrossFit. I think it's a good way to introduce people to real, actual fitness, not the typical jogging and Zumba and just sitting on a machine for 30 minutes kind of fitness that I feel like most people, that's what they do all the time because they have no idea. So if you go to a CrossFit gym, you get to see what an actual effective style of working out is. And because it's become so popular, a ton of people are able to see that. And even if you stick with it or not, like you're still going to have that knowledge. You're going to know how to actually work out. Like you're going to use a barbell, you're going to do some sort of compound lifts. You're not going to be flinging around 5-pound dumbbells and just hoping for the best.
I mean, it's that, dude, it's a mirror, that gym, because you get in there and there's a 40-year-old soccer mom. You know, who do we think is like the least capable physically? And then they kick our ass.
Yeah.
It's mainly a test of VO2 max.
It is.
Right? Like
just in a really creative way.
It's not that they're beating you in a very specific methodology. They would probably beat you in a lot of other methodologies that test VO2 max.
I ran 3 miles today. It took me 32 minutes. There are 65-year-olds that would laugh at that,
Right.
which is crazy.
Yeah. This dude, so 24.1, the like first CrossFit workout, was as simple of human movement as like
What was
possible.
it?
It was dumbbell snatch on the right arm, then burpee, and then you have to jump over the dumbbell.
That sounds horrible.
So you do 21 on the right arm, then 21 burpees over the dumbbell. Then 21 on the left arm, 21 burpees and jumps over the dumbbell. Then 15 and 9. And so I did 21 on the right arm, right? Finished my set. Heart rate's high. I do 10 burpees and jump over the dumbbell. On that 10th one, I'm like, I could quit right now. I should probably quit right now. This is going to be very long and very, very hard. I just kept going, and I finished the 21st burpee and started going to the left, and I go, what fucking average human is doing this? What, like, and it's so simple, right? And I go to this CrossFit gym, and I'm telling you, dude, there's a lot of people finishing that workout. A lot of people who have no place doing that. Simple human movement, pushing their VO2 max, keeping their heart rate high, and being able to manage that stress over time is a learned experience that, like, people are not getting elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right? And so that, for me, that was super eye-opening. Like, I just want to challenge people to go out there and try that and just see how it feels.
Yeah. What's interesting is I found the people that aren't on social media, aren't looking at all this super specific stuff about fitness, and are just kind of ignorant to all the modalities that people really dive into. They're like the biggest savages.
Right.
Like, my dad squatted 500 pounds and he's 50 years old, and he just like hangs out, drinks Diet Mountain Dew, eats Nilla wafers, and fucking that's it. He just goes to work.
Because his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, none of this has anything to do with what I'm doing in the gym.
So, like, essentially what we're talking about is toughness here.
I feel
Right.
like a huge chunk of toughness is being ignorant to things that you know could affect you.
Right. So the paralysis by analysis.
Even if it's like involuntary ignorance, like, I feel like it's still so sick. Like, I was talking about Olivia Reeves earlier. Like, athletes want their program. They want to know why they're doing everything. They want to know the method behind it. She's just like, I'll show up to the gym and whatever my coach has for me, I'll do it.
Tame Impala song, the less you know, the better.
Yeah. I mean, that's so true. I saw this interview with Tiger Woods, and they were like, if you have any advice to people getting into golf that want to be good at golf, what would your advice be? And he's just like, stay the fuck off of YouTube. Like, stop watching it. Just go out and hit balls.
Yep.
So, like, whatever works for you, just drill that.
Yep.
But same person watches that video and then they go watch like 2 hours of fucking swing tutorials, just shank everything. Did I do this? No.
No.
Just so strong, everything feels like the same weight. Woo! Give me a roll. Oh, dude, I dropped that plate and just a cloud of pollen shot up.
Yeah, dude, these trees are just jizzing everywhere.
Are you getting fucked up by like the cedar shit going on right now? The allergies?
Dude, I don't know. I'm always fucked up, man.
I am like, 2 days ago I was like inoperable. My eyes were like swollen shut. I was fucking sneezing every time I tried to talk. It was terrible. Where are my sins? I'm gonna go to my car real quick.
Yeah.
The Lord does not want me to do nicotine right now.
Back on the bench, Cam.
All right, this is a no nicotine PR. No Zin in my mouth PR.
Nose in my mouth at this time on a Wednesday.
I quit nicotine for a week. Like tapered off, did the whole thing, did patches all the way down, got off of it, went through the withdrawals for like 3 days, then I was fine. Literally, it just makes you bored all the time.
Bro.
It just makes you know that you could feel a little bit better, but you're not gonna. So I just went buds ends.
Look, this is how we get into the deep philosophical shit, because like this is ultimately the human condition, is being able to manage boredom, because boredom is like life.
Yeah. Remember
Silence.
how bored you were as a kid all the time?
Yeah.
Just constantly like, I gotta do something. And when you find stuff like nicotine, caffeine, you can just kind of flood your brain with some feelings for a little while and you're not bored. So we just do it fucking all the time. Never ends.
So depressing. Dude.
The people that are the most productive are the people that are like really good at not giving into that and just being okay with being bored. That'll never be me though. I haven't been bored in years.
Yeah, that is, dude, that it really is it.
So remember car rides?
Yeah.
Like road trips when you were fucking 8?
Stare out the window.
It took forever to get there. Now you just pull out your phone and just diddle around and bam, you're in fucking New Mexico.
All right, 245.
245.
Yeah, 5s would be really bad. But do it. You guys should do it.
Disclaimer, last time I did it, I was fucking sore for a week and a half. So if you're worried about getting rhabdo, just know that I am not liable for recommending doing that workout.
No, you should soon.
You know what? Go ahead and take me to court over this. That would be hilarious. Like, this guy told me in a YouTube video to do this workout. Now I can't fucking piss. I wonder if they can hear how crunchy my knees are on the mic. They're popping.
Maybe.
They're busting. I'm gonna put the mic on my left knee sleeve for the next set.
All right, 265. Now it's like, it's not really getting real, but there's
It feels real.
Actual human weight now. This is the weight of the best looking girls in America.
Hell yeah.
265.
She ain't 180, she ain't a lady. Yeah. I mean, we're moving up there. Last time I did the 5s workout, I only got to 140.
Really?
And then I collapsed, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear those things.
You hear the crunchies?
Yeah. Let's fucking go, boys. 285 now, folks.
I don't know. Doing 3s might have been a worse idea. We would have tapped out a lot faster with 5s.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're weightlifters, like we can handle. You can handle this sort of shit.
Yeah. Whew.
belt was a good idea, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'll do one more.
Bench cam.
Oh! Dude, I did one set of back extensions yesterday. Because I had made a YouTube video on like back exercises for weightlifters and blah, blah, blah. I did 2 reps, just body weight. Then I like hugged the 25 and did 3 reps. I'm sore as fuck in my back today. Like wrecked.
Really?
And the pump right after that was like debilitating. It was weird.
Really quick. Weightlifting is like, okay, get your legs strong.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of times when people, they find out they're good squatters, they end up not having good low backs.
That's what I mentioned in that video.
And bro, the sport is built on the low back.
Literally, if
it is.
you can have all the legs in the world, if you don't have a stable and strong lower back, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So this is, dude, okay, I have this very interesting theory about American weightlifting, is like it became the meta that we have weak legs, that we're weak.
Yeah.
So we squat more than anyone, like as far as volume goes.
That's
not
true.
Not as far as weight goes. We're just squatting. We're just squatting. We're getting our legs strong, legs strong, legs strong. And we just are like, avoid the back. This
Yeah.
sport is not on the back.
If you look at international
It's a big
lifters,
pendulum swing.
they pull heavy and they squat fast.
Yes. And then, dude, Klokov was like back extension 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Back extension 3 times a week. Because in Russia, it's like they're not playing by any sort of meta. There's no culture there.
Yeah.
It's like the sport on back, we lift with back.
Yeah.
You know?
They've had a system for so long, so they just have like this clear-cut evidence as to what works.
Yes.
And they do exactly that.
Yes.
But here we're like, oh fuck,
We're like, oh fuck, we're weak here.
Yeah.
We're not technical here. We're this, and then we create on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so on board with that, dude. Like stiff-legged dead, 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Back extension 1,000,000 times a week.
Yeah.
And then also get your squat fast.
Yeah. Squat fast.
Yes.
Be able to squat 110% of your clean and jerk fast.
Yes.
You do that, like, and have a really strong back, you're going to be way more consistent than if you're squatting more than you fucking pull.
Right.
Once your squat passes your pull, stop fucking squatting. Like, period. Like, you can train for a year without squatting. If your squat's that strong, you're still going to make so much progress. If you just don't squat
And pull.
And
Yeah.
get your back fucking
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. For myself, dude, it was deep pause back squats were wild how much they changed.
Yeah. I mean,
That
that was when you were doing those a lot. That's when you squatted 500 for the first time back
Yes.
in College Station.
And then recently, the heaviest I was snatching and clean and jerking, I was able to break through this really maddening plateau. I like just couldn't pull 130 kilos off the floor like with any pace at all.
Yeah.
Then I was just like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't care about snatching anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how big I can get my pause back squat. And I'm talking pause, like resting the motherfucking out in the bottom.
I'll show
And
you
I did
guys.
201.
Uh-huh.
And then 1 week after that, I was at the CrossFit Games. I snatched 300 pounds again, clean and jerk 365. So it was like, that's what broke me through specifically. And snatch, grip, deficit deadlifts, which is just a fucking use your low back only movement.
Dude, I remember I was at Cal Strength one time and we had this program that on Monday we ran snatch deadlifts and the work was prescribed the same way you would dose squats for a weightlifter. It
Oh,
was
that's
like
cool.
First week it was 4x5.
Yep.
And I remember the last week it went down to 3x3 and I was at 190. And like, you know, when you're really in shape for squats, you get that like empty bar feeling when you're I had that on snatch deadlifts with 190. And I felt like I could like pull at the top and shit. Didn't fucking translate to my lifts at all, but it was cool.
See,
I was just overly fatigued there.
Yeah.
I was smoking weed and not sleeping, so don't do that. Ooh, this is the kind of pause squat you should do if you're a weightlifter.
Yeah. I mean, that, bro, is it that much to ask?
Fucking sit.
Sit.
Being
Sit
able
the
to
fuck
sit
down.
like that is crazy.
It's crazy. It's the biggest superpower. It is the greatest revelation I have had. The single greatest revelation I have had in this sport.
We're just going straight 315.
Yeah.
A little 30-pound jumper to end it.
Yeah.
That was a good little leg tune-up.
Yeah.
I don't think it was enough to
No.
force any adaptations
No.
or make me sore, but it was enough to make me feel like I squatted. Which is good enough.
Good enough for a poke.
I don't know where we left off with that last thing, but get your back really strong. Yabba.
Oh, feels good. Oh, baby. Nice. Cool. All right, folks. That's it. That does it for the episode of Lift Companion. If you like what you saw, please share it with a friend. I know we have a little exclusive club here of people that enjoy Lift Companions, and it's great to be back in the driveway with Dylan again.
Good time.
Make sure you check out Dylan's YouTube channel, Dozer Weightlifting. He's posting shit up there. Both our Instagrams, Dozer on Instagram, Coach_ZT. Get on the dog pack, get stronger, become a weightlifter, become a beast. That's all. You got anything?
That's it.
All right, see you guys next time.
Okay,